Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise affirmatively on the underlying bill, SB 3, by our colleague from San Francisco, and I thank the gentleman from West Covina for being its floor manager. This is actually the centennial of California's enactment of the minimum wage. And we were 22 years ahead of the federal government in the enactment of our first minimum wage. What is the minimum wage's impact? It significantly impacts young people. Of those in the statistics mentioned by Mr. Hernandez, a significant portion are those under the age of 30. And their purchasing power is significantly restricted. They're stuck at home. They're stuck in housing sharing situations. Their purchasing power is significantly eroded. The peak purchasing power afforded by the minimum wage was in 1968. The rises in the minimum wage at the state, the California state and federal level have not kept up with inflation and proportionality towards spending since that time. So we're actually behind the curve, and SB 3 helps move the ball forward. As the chairman of the Committee on Revenue and Taxation, I think it's extremely important to make sure that we focus on legislation that has a net economic benefit. And without question, even those who have grave concerns about the minimum wage know that there's an overall net economic benefit. There's increased purchasing power. There's increased sales tax revenue. There's increased business activity. And frankly, I think that it's pretty well established and pretty well understood by our constituents, if not by everyone in this body, that this is an argument about economic justice. Justice is not something that can be negotiated or compromised. We can make policy compromises given realities with which we must address. And this bill is a compromise. But justice, economic justice, is not to be debated. It is simply to be advanced if we are responsible leaders. The question is, colleagues, whether today before us is whether or not our service will be for a greater purpose or be in vain. And I would argue that support of SB 3 is, in fact, a step that makes our service credible and worthy. This is an historic opportunity, and I would respectfully request an aye vote for SB 3.